Hey everyone, today I wanted to show you a few one command creations I've done, but before I go into any detail with that, I also want to say that my adventure map, Planetary Confinement, has recently passed 25,000 downloads, which is awesome. I've also just updated it today to fix a few bugs, and multiplayer should be out next week. Sorry if you've been waiting on that, I just had to fix a few things. Anyway, now on to what I wanted to show you. So this has been something that a lot of people have been doing lately. I call it a one command creation. It's where you have a single command and you put it in a command block, and then when you activate it, it spawns an entire structure or command module. So this first one here is no death animations. It's just a small little one I made just to test out how this works, and I've been using MrGarretto's command combiner to create these. It's pretty much better than anything else I've come across so far. The only downside of it is that it doesn't compact the command blocks as much as it could do, but I'll leave a link to his channel in the description and a link to the command combiner so you can create your own things. So all we have to do to activate this is to just power it, and then destroys itself, and it says Samosaurus 6's no death animations module is now active. So what this does is it just removes the awkward sideways falling death animation from mobs. So essentially they just disappear as soon as they die. It doesn't actually affect the drops in any way, it just affects the actual death animation. The way that it works is when you hit a mob, wrong command, when you hit a mob, it gets assigned a has no DA score of 1, and then it will then set the entity data of that mob to have a death time of 19. Death time is the time in ticks that it takes for the death animation to run. Once it reaches 20 ticks, then the mob unloads. So 19 basically cuts that time to 1 tick. Do not put this value to 20 or above, as the mob won't actually unload, which is a bad thing. And also you can't actually get the data from death time. Like with hurt time, you can actually get that data. So I'm using hurt time to set has no DA1. So I'm getting the NBT data for that mob, the entity data for hurt time, to set a scoreboard variable, but you can't do that with death time for some reason, which is a shame because you could do some pretty cool stuff with that, I reckon. So it won't work if you actually insta-kill the mob, because it only sets the score once you've actually hit the mob. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. The second thing, if I just get the command for it, has to be split up into 2 different sections. So I'll paste this one in over here, and I'll run that, and while that's running I'll go get the second one. And the reason they have to be put into 2 different things is basically because of the 63 block clocking limit. So you can see that although this command combiner is good, it doesn't actually compact all the command blocks as much as it could do. So I have to end up placing them in different chunks just to make sure that I don't go over that limit. So that's the command block, the arrows crack blocks 1 module, and that's the arrows crack blocks 2 module. And so what this does is just allow you to use arrows to crack different blocks. So in the first module it only includes stone bricks, sandstone and glass panes. In the second one it contains the stone variants and prismarine. So unless you use the other 4 blocks a lot, then they're not really necessary. But what this does, if I demonstrate it, is when you fire the arrow into a block, it changes it to a cracked variant and it gives off a load of particles. This could be done from any direction, If I go ahead and fire them at all of them, you can see that they just change, do different things. The glass panes actually get destroyed entirely. The arrows, for some reason, they sort of glitch. They look as if they've stayed in the block, but they actually still fly off. You can see it's gone through over there. Sandstone, so that. Prismarine just turns in, prismarine bricks turn into prismarine, and so on. So this works from any direction. So if I go ahead and place them like this, if I fire an arrow into this one, it will not affect those around it. If I fire it this way, oops, didn't actually hit that side, it'll change this one but not any of the others, and stuff like that. So it's basically, it tests the rotation of each arrow and then does a few detect commands based on that, and then changes the block variant. One thing that I did discover because of making the rotation matter is, if I go ahead and enable the hitboxes, hold on, I'm pressing the wrong button, silly me, is that for some odd reason, if I go ahead and fire the arrows in different directions, if they're heading north and south, they actually face the direction that they're going, but the east and west arrows do not, which is strange. The vertical rotation also isn't correct for the north and south facing ones, but it is correct for the east and west facing ones, which is weird. I posted on Reddit about that as well. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll leave the commands in the description so you can paste this into your own world, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.